she weaved in a narrative that was totally false. And how do we know this? Is through the eyewitness and the post-mortem reports. Because number one, her claim was that Anjali was in an intoxicated state when she was riding the scooty, whereas the post-mortem nowhere mentions about any content of alcohol in Anjali's blood, which debunked one of her claims. The second claim that she has been giving out to the media is about she knowing the family, knowing mother of Anjali really well. But when we talked to Anjali's mother, she refuted all the claims and said nobody in the family knew who Nidhi was. So these are some claims. There are several contradictions, several versions that are coming to fore, which clearly proves that Nidhi is trying to build a narrative, maybe a narrative, so that the police can protect the accused. So maybe there is a narrative that is being weaved into to protect the actual culprits in the case, and hence this demand is coming forward that Nidhi, the so-called friend of Anjali, to be announced as one of the accused in the case.
All right. As you're pointing, as this happens, now we're also given to understand that the Delhi police will perhaps be looking at lapses in this, and they have summoned for questioning the policeman as well. So tell us more about that.
Right. Well, yesterday a report was submitted to the MHA, because remember a few days back it was the MHA who had intervened in this case, and they had sought a report as to what went wrong on the night of 31st, on the interjecting day of 31st and 1st of January. Because remember, we're talking about a woman, a 20-year-old getting dragged for about a stretch of 14 kilometers for 47 minutes, and 4 police stations that had come in that stretch of 14 minutes. So clearly there's a lapse from the 4 of the police. Now the MHA had intervened few days back. They had sought a report, and yesterday when the police submitted the report, they had clearly accepted their fault, their lapse in providing security on a very, very important day like that of the New Year's. They had clearly mentioned that a PCR call, when the first PCR call was made, they did not respond quickly and swiftly. Had they responded, maybe the 20-year-old, the sole breadwinner of the family, would have been alive today. And remember, it was not just one PCR call that was made. There were 4 to 5 PCR calls that were made, and only after that did the cops bother to actually go on the spot. But till the time they could reach it, Anjali's body was already lying in a very, very dreaded condition on the road. So there are several lapses that have come to fore, and the police has accepted them.
Absolutely, Tanisha. So the police, of course, ordering an inquiry into this. Thank you very much for joining us, Tanisha, with all those details. Now, the Supreme Court will hear a plea in a matter related to the eviction of around 5,000 people from Uttarakhand's Haldwani, allegedly from railway land. Now, the plea for an urgent hearing was made by Advocate Prashant Bhushan, who challenged the Uttarakhand High Court's order directing the removal of encroachments from 29 acres of railway land in Haldwani.
Bhanbulpura, Haldwani. At first glance, all appears to be calm. But few days ago, these were the scenes on ground. Then Republic's reporter wanders into some of the lanes. The political provocation over an eviction notice by the railways becomes visible. With the CPI-ML banner hanging, hear what is said carefully.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी शासन जब से 2014 से और पूरे हिंदुस्तान में चला है, मोदी की सरकार आई है, यह धर्म की सरकार, राजनीति की सरकार, मनुवादी की सरकार है.
The attempt to stoke insecurity in the minority community was not restricted to one speech.
हमको सभी धर्मों को, सभी समाज को एकजुट होकर के बनपुर के वहाँ हमको धरना भी देना पड़े, अनिश्चितकालीन धरना भी देते हम देंगे, रात को भी रहना पड़े, ठंड में भी हम रहेंगे. और मैं इस बार में आगे क्या करूँ, और जय भीम और जय जय, धन्यवाद, जय भारत.
In fact, an SP delegation reached the spot too. The nub of the issue stems from a High Court order allowing the eviction of those allegedly encroaching on railway land. Now, the Supreme Court is all set to hear the matter and decide once and for all. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
A shocking case has come to light related to a lapse by Air India. A 70-year-old woman has complained that a drunk man urinated on her on board the New York-New Delhi flight on the 26th of November. The DGCA has sought a report from the airline. Meanwhile, the NCW has also taken cognizance of the matter. Politics continues over the stone pelting that was reported on the Vande Bharat train in West Bengal. The BJP has asked why no action was taken after the first attack. In what seems to be a big cover-up by the Tamil Nadu authorities days after the ID professional Shobna lost her life after she was run over by a lorry near Chennai. The pothole in the accident spot has been covered up hurriedly. The truck driver Mohan has also been arrested on charges of rash driving. Inside details have emerged in the Haryana Minister Sandeep Singh case. Sources have informed Republic TV that the victim's phone has been seized by the police and provided a screenshot of the chat with the Haryana Minister reveals a message that was sent by Sandeep Singh on the 13th May through Snapchat and is now a crucial piece of evidence. The SIT is currently questioning Haryana Minister Sandeep Singh 5 days after the FIR. The SIT questioned the minister. According to sources, the victim is also supposed to reach Sandeep Singh's residence. A day after the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Dev's ancestral home was attacked by unidentified people, Biplab Dev spoke to Republic TV. He blamed left cadres for the attack that took place a day ahead of his father's death anniversary.
ये जो स्थिति है कम्युनिस्ट ने बार-बार ही पूरे देश में ऐसा कोशिश करते हैं जो विशेष संप्रदाय के लोगों को उकसा के राजनीति करना चाहते हैं और ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यजनक है.
Thousands of people in Haldwani have taken to the streets in a bid to protect their homes after they were served eviction notices based on a High Court order. Samajwadi Party delegation in Haldwani has reached the protest site. The cleaning staff at Bengaluru's Yashwantpur railway station found a decomposed body inside a box kept on a platform number 1 of the station. A team of forensic experts reached the railway station and are trying to identify the body. The Jain community members have staged a protest in Mumbai against the Jharkhand government's decision to declare Sri Samed Shekharji a tourist place. Protesters have strongly demanded the revocation of this decision. Indian cricketer Rishabh Pant has been moved out of a Dehradun hospital and airlifted to Mumbai. The Indian batter met with an accident on the 30th of December. The cricketer will be admitted to a hospital in Mumbai where he will go extensive treatment for ligament injuries in his knee and ankle. Meanwhile, officials have ruled out the pothole as a possible reason for the accident. You are watching Republic TV, and still to come, Bajrang Dal tears down posters of the film Pathan in Ahmedabad during a promotion event. Anger across the country over Air India's inaction on the man who urinated on an elderly woman.
I'm Gursimran Singh in Jammu and this is Republic.
Amity faculty have filed over 1700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
This is the Kishan Vihar. The scooty was hit by Balino, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Vihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Balino exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means Gypsy police PCR van, that Gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Balino.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसका क्या करिए? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पाँच दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है.
right now we are standing in the Madurai High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रखे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रखे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Welcome back. Now, Vatican workers have readied the final resting place for Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI's coffin on Wednesday ahead of the funeral that will take place today. After the funeral, Benedict's coffin will return to St. Peter's Basilica, where his body was on display for 3 days for public viewing. The coffin will be carried down to the underground grottos where other popes are also buried.
Hundreds of workers readied St. Peter's Square for the funeral of Pope Benedict XVI. Carpenters built a wooden platform for Benedict's coffin, while cleaners prepared the area for funeral to be taking place today. At least 1,000 police officers were deployed in St. Peter's Square and its surrounding area. More than 60,000 people are expected to attend the funeral conducted by Pope Francis. Benedict, the first pope in 600 years to resign, died on December 31st, 2022 at the age of 95. He had lived in the Vatican for nearly a decade as a retired pope. He was German-born and named the 265th Pontiff of the Roman Catholic Church in 2005 at the age of 78. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And here's a look at what else is making news this morning. In a bid to wipe out corruption, the Philippines Interior Secretary has asked all police generals and colonels to submit their courtesy resignation to clean the ranks of ties to illegal drugs. More than a dozen police officers were arrested or relieved from their posts and put under investigation last year for their involvement in suspected drug trade. Myanmar's ruling military on Thursday freed mass prisoners, including some political detainees, to mark the 75th anniversary of independence from Britain. The military government said it was pardoning 7,012 prisoners, along with the partial commutation of sentences of other inmates not convicted of serious crimes. The Iranian chess player Sara Khadem has received multiple phone calls threatening and warning from her country not to return. Sara was told not to return as she competed at the international tournament in Kazakhstan without a hijab amid nationwide protests in Iran. The unauthorized use of mobile phones by Russian soldiers led to a deadly Ukrainian rocket attack in Makivka on the 1st of January, raising the death toll to 89. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Moscow is planning a full-scale mobilization to launch a major offensive. The Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said on Wednesday that his main policy challenges this year will be wage increase, investment promotion and childcare support. Kishida will be visiting Washington, D.C. for talks with President Joe Biden to underscore the strength of Japan-US alliance. Israel's army demolished 5 homes, water tanks and olive orchards in 2 Palestinian villages in the southern West Bank, where residents are at risk of imminent expulsion. Most residents of the area have remained in place since the ruling, even as Israeli security forces periodically roll in to demolish structures. Schools remain closed in Tehran and several other cities on Wednesday as severe air pollution continued to hit Iran. Thick smog has blanketed the capital for more than a week, prompting, authorities to urge residents to stay home. The air pollution index has now reached at 162. The US military has dismissed China's accusation that the US spy plane engaged in dangerous maneuvers against a Chinese Navy fighter jet over the South China Sea on the 21st of December, maintaining that it was a Chinese fighter that caused the 2 aircraft to nearly collide. The new US Congress was sworn in on Tuesday, where 7 fresh faces joined the ranks of the 100-member Senate. 5 Republicans and 2 Democrats have become lawmakers in the upper chamber of the US legislature, and Democrats continue control by a narrow margin. A large crowd lines the streets of Santos as the coffin of the Brazilian soccer great Pelé, who was transported throughout the city on Tuesday before his burial. Pelé will be buried in the city where he grew up and helped global capital of his sport. Coming up next, in the dock for negligence and delay, the Delhi police personnel will be questioned in the hit-and-run case. And the Bajrang Dal tears down posters, protests in Ahmedabad Mall during the promotion of the film Pathan. I am Priyanka Sharma from Gujarat, and this is Republic.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या कहेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, 5 दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रखे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रखे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar. The scooty was hit by Baleno, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Vihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Baleno exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where
First of all, for past 2 months, there have been various issues which has been popping up in Tamil Nadu. That is from BJP only. And sincerely, I would like to only question in which way Annamalai has supported any woman. In which way he has supported. Be it there was a audio leak with Daisy Charan and Trichy Surya, he actually made a compromise and he actually suspended the person, Trichy Surya. But it just vanished away. The problem, he did not accept his resignation. Basically, he's a habitual offender, Trichy Surya. And he's not only done that to one person, he's done it to Alish Abdullah, which also came in the same month.
Yes.
And then she has also openly came out to the press and told that, the person is spoken very badly. And he's apparently very close aide of Annamalai. Okay. Now, today, he's saying that I will not accept his resignation. And in which way is he voicing out for women? Where he has actually openly spoken about me in front of 150 people, speaking about Dubai in a very absurd way, in abusive way, inducing a very wrong idea about a woman, especially me. And then now, he doesn't even have an answer to come out. He doesn't have an answer. Recently, I just saw a interview where press meet, he's saying that let Gayatri Raghuram put more allegation on me, so I will become famous, popular, so people will talk about me. So is he using me as for his popular agenda? So women are so he cannot answer a women's question for the abusive comment he had made, but he wants to keep me as a agenda to make this issue as a popular. And how absurd is that? Which leader would come say something like that?
Well, you are watching Republic TV. We still need a very short break, but still to come on live and breaking up next. The 5 accused in the Delhi hit-and-run case will be produced in court today. And anger mounts across the country over Air India's inaction on the man who urinated on an elderly woman.
This is Samiksha Srivastava reporting from Mumbai, and this is Republic.
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now, I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रहे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रहे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar. The scooty was hit by Baleno, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Vihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Baleno exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Baleno.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या कहेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पाँच दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out.
Very good morning and thank you for tuning in. You're watching Live and Breaking at 9 this morning. I'm Suesha Sound. We get you all the top stories we are tracking for you this Thursday. First, a quick check of the headlines. In the dock for negligence and delay, Delhi police personnel to be questioned in the hit and run case. All 5 accused to be produced in court. Anjali's family demands capital punishment. Anger mounts across the country over Air India's inaction on the man who urinated on an elderly woman. The Pathan controversy is back. Bajrang Dal tears down posters, protests in Ahmedabad Mall during promotions. Showdown by Jain community over Soren government's move to declare shrine as tourist place.
Sincerely, I would like to only question in which way Annamalai has supported any woman.
Actor turned politician Gayatri Raghuram hits our ad. Annamalai says there is no equality in the party. And we're first getting you an update in the Air India case. The passenger has been identified as Shekhar Mishra. He's a businessman hailing from Mumbai, and the police has informed that efforts are on to nab him. Remember, the Delhi police had filed an FIR against the man who had allegedly urinated on a female passenger on board a flight from New York to Delhi on November 26th. The suspect has been identified as Shekhar Mishra. He hails from Mumbai. He's a businessman. And remember, the passenger is actually an international passenger. Details of her are still not out. An elderly woman, 70 years of age. Shekhar Mishra, allegedly, as has been identified, had urinated on the 70-year-old woman on the flight bound from New York to Delhi. Tanisha is joining us on the broadcast. Tanisha, give us details. The man has been identified. Mumbai police saying that they are trying to nab him now. The Delhi police had already filed an FIR. What really can we expect in the next 24 hours?
Good morning to you, Nupur. Well, yes, the man who outraged the modesty of a woman on an Air India flight wherein he urinated on the 70-year-old, and remember, she is an international passenger. She was traveling in a business class, and he actually outraged the modesty, and he had the audacity to even do that, because remember, reports are claiming that he was intoxicated when this incident had happened, and this man who did this incident, who did this, has been identified as Shekhar Mishra. He is a resident of Mumbai and he's a businessman. Now he has been located, his location has been traced, and efforts are on to nab him in the next 24 hours. We will see him responsible for this incident. We will see strict actions being taken, because remember, an FIR has already been registered. However, there are very little efforts from Air India, where they have only put a no-fly zone for a no-fly list for him for only 30 days. So just for 30 days, a mere 30-day notice for this man who has outraged the modesty of a woman is surely not enough. Now this businessman, Shekhar Mishra, he was traveling in a business class. He urinated on a woman. He outraged the modesty of a woman, and he was intoxicated while he was in the flight. Clearly, it is a very big incident, and no action, no strict action being taken really raises several questions on the way that Air India is functioning. And this man, Shekhar Mishra, is likely to be apprehended by the cops, because remember, he has been located, he is a businessman, and process is on to nab him. Suesha.
Like you rightly said, Tanisha, a lot of questions, especially on Air India today, of the inaction, of the delay as far as reacting to a case as grave as this is concerned. Also, she was an international passenger. We understand that her identity and her details are not in public domain at this point. But this man, who has not just embarrassed the entire country, but such a insult to that elderly woman, and certainly Air India needs to act much faster.
Well, rightly said. There are reports, Suesha, that are also claiming that the people there inside, the air hostess, the staff that was there inside when this incident happened, did not cooperate with the woman, because it is said when she tried registering a complaint with the staff while on air, they moved her to an economic class. So remember, a business class passenger who is traveling, whose modesty was outraged by a man, that man is not taken at fault then and there, but an FIR was registered much later, and then now this incident is coming to the fore right now, and now after 49-50 days the process is on to nab him. That international passengers, there are reports that have been claiming that international passenger also did inform the staff about it, but instead of giving her a better seat in the business class, they put her in the economic class, is what we're getting to know. So clearly no cooperation from the Air India staff,
right,
is what this woman
Tanisha, I'm sorry I'm having to interrupt you here, but Brinda Adike is with us on the phone line. Brinda, fact is that strict action must be taken against the man to set a precedent against this kind of unruly behavior, especially on flights when most passengers feel helpless and they can't even run anywhere for help. On airlines, that they have to act very swiftly and very strongly against such passengers, so that these kind of incidents don't get repeated.
I'm in complete agreement with you, because at the end of the day, there are so many lapses. This callous attitude by the airline staff just goes to show that these are people who are not taking their job seriously. If this man has done whatever he has done on that, then he should have been shifted or relegated to the corner, which means at the end, probably just locked up inside the toilet till the flight landed. Instead, they have treated the victim survivor in this manner, telling her to go and sit in an economic seat, economical whatever seat that is. These people have not taken the right action. They must understand whether on the plane, inside the plane or outside, this behavior is a criminal offense. You do not go and do something like this on another human being, and that too in a business class. Air India must be ashamed of itself, hang its head in shame, but that businessman must hang his head in shame also. How can he be so callous? This is incorrigible behavior, unacceptable. And this kind of a behavior has gone literally ignored by the airline staff. That just goes to show that these people do not have their protocols in place, which means the aviation ministry must pull them up also. All the staff in that particular flight must be suspended, and a compensation should be awarded to the co-passenger on whom this man pissed, because This is unacceptable. We Indians seem to be behaving in this shameless manner, not just on Air India, but I think everywhere else. We are not ashamed, and we only talk about nationalism, but we do not uphold the dignity and self-respect of our country. And we believe and feel that we are entitled to behave in this horrible fashion. They will not do these things if they go to other countries. But when they are in our country and in airplanes that are run by our companies, they think they can do anything they want because no action is taken on them. So this impunity is something that must be questioned and punished.
Absolutely. Brinda Arage, I thank you for speaking to Republic this afternoon. We are tracking this story very, very closely to find out what action is now taken against the man, especially with Air India certainly being far more accountable when it comes to such embarrassing incidents.
First of all, for past 2 months, there have been various issues which has been popping up in Tamil Nadu. That is from BJP only. Okay. And sincerely, I would like to only question in which way Annamalai has supported any woman. In which way he has supported. Be it, there was a audio leak with Daisy Charan and Trichy Surya. He actually made a compromise and he actually suspended the person, Trichy Surya. But it just vanished away. The problem, he did not accept his resignation. Basically, he's a habitual offender, Trichy Surya. And he's not only done that to one person, he's done it to Alish Abdullah, which also came in the same month. Yes. And then she has also openly came out to the press and told that, the person is spoken very badly. And he's apparently very close aide of Annamalai. Now, today, he's saying that I will not accept his resignation. And in which way is he voicing out for women? Where he has actually openly spoken about me in front of 150 people, speaking about Dubai in a very absurd way, in abusive way, inducing a very wrong idea about a woman, especially me. And then now, he doesn't even have an answer to come out. He doesn't have an answer. Recently, I just saw a interview where press meet, he's saying that let Gayatri Raghuram put more allegation on me so I will become famous, popular, so people will talk about me. So is he using me as for his popular agenda? So women are, so he cannot answer a women's question for the abusive comment he had made, but he wants to keep me as a agenda to make this issue as a popular. And how absurd is that? Which leader would come say something like that?
And we are cutting across to breaking news coming in. A speeding car that hit a Zomato delivery boy. He was on the bike. This happened late last night in the national capital. The police team reached the spot and quickly admitted the youth to a hospital for treatment, but he died during that treatment. The occupants of the car are said to be absconding after having left the car. The car is registered in the name of High Court and District Court Judge. That is written on it. Sector 113 police that received the information last night that the car that had hit a motorcyclist near a U-turn from Charmurti intersection towards Prithala roundabout. The injured motorcyclist was later sent to hospital, as I said, and he used to work as a delivery boy in Zomato. He died during the treatment, and the police is now trying to hunt the occupants of the car who fled the spot as soon as they hit that bike. There are also details of the registration number of that car, which the police is now trying to look for. Piyush Ori is joining us on the broadcast. Piyush, give us further details. We have those pictures on our screens. Very unfortunate. He was a delivery boy in Zomato, and he was just doing his work. The car hit that bike and he unfortunately died during treatment. But were the men in the car drunk? Who were they? Have they been identified? The police certainly has details of the registration number of this car. What more do we know? Not too sure if Piyush can hear me, but I believe he's back with us on the broadcast. Piyush, over to you.
So yes, good morning Suesha, and good morning to all our viewers who are looking at us at the moment. This is a very unfortunate incident, and what we have been told is that this incident happened reportedly in Noida sector 14A, where a delivery boy named as Kaushal Yadav was hit by a car. Now initially what we were told was that this car was registered under district judge's name, but now the police has come on record and have told us that no, this was a previous incident, and the vehicle which has hit this delivery boy is still unidentifiable, and the police through the CCTV images is still in the process of finding this car. But unfortunately it has once again revealed of how unsafe the roads of Delhi and NCR, the National Capital Region, actually is. What is even more interesting is that this incident happened on 31st, the same night when this 20-year-old in northwest Delhi was killed and dragged 13 kilometers. So yes, once again, this incident has some parallels, has some similarities, but again, a very unfortunate incident. Back to you in the studio.
Absolutely, Piyush, and we'll continue to track this story very closely, especially as the police is now trying to hunt those men who were in that car, and a search is underway. And a quick check of the other top stories we're tracking for you this morning. In the Delhi hit and run case, 5 accused are to be produced in Rohini court. Earlier, the court on January 2nd had granted 3-day police custody to all the accused. Delhi police personnel, including those from the PCR unit, will be questioned as part of the inquiry in the Delhi hit and run case. The inquiry will be looking into all standard operating procedures and what not was followed by the police. Supreme Court will be hearing petitions challenging the Uttarakhand High Court's decision ordering the state authorities to remove encroachments from railway land in Haldwani's Banbhulpura area. Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari is likely to inspect the work going on in the Bengaluru-Mysuru Expressway today. Gadkari is also scheduled to conduct an aerial inspection since the expressway is likely to be opened before the assembly polls. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is scheduled to flag off BJP Rath Yatra in Tripura today. Now, according to sources, 50,000 BJP workers at both places are expected to be present. This is seen as a big move by the BJP ahead of the assembly elections. Main accused in the Uttarakhand murder case of Ankita Bhandari, where Pulkit Arya has given a list of 6 questions which he wants to be asked to him during his narco test. That is scheduled for today. The case pertains to the death of the 19-year-old Ankita Bhandari, whose body was recovered, from the Chilla Canal in Rishikesh on the 24th of September. In a shocking video from RK Nagar constituency in Chennai, DMK MLA Ebenezer is found inspecting a water pump where a corporation worker is forced to clean the blockage in the ditch using his bare hands. A man belonging to the SC community was forced in front of an MLA while manual scavenging is prohibited in the country. A drunk man urinated on a woman co-passenger in the business class of an Air India flight in November and left without facing any action. Weeks after the incident, DGCA has sought a report from the airline. Meanwhile, NCW has also taken cognizance of the incident on the Air India flight commission and sought report within 7 days. Bihar police arrested a madrasa teacher from Noida for allegedly making obscene videos of minor students and blackmailing them. The incident came to light after a girl student lodged a complaint at the Kavakol police station, after which the accused was arrested. BJP President JP Nadda will start his 2-day visit to Karnataka from today onwards and is scheduled to attend several public programs and organizational meetings. He is also likely to participate in BJP's Shakti Kendra meeting in Tumkur. And we're now getting you an update in the Air India case. Teams of the Delhi police that have already left for Mumbai. They're searching for Shekhar Mishra, the businessman who had actually urinated on that 70-year-old elderly passenger in that Air India flight. These sources have also informed that he could be in Mira Road. I want to cut across to Sandeep, who's joining us from Mumbai. Sandeep, give us details of the Delhi police teams who are in Mumbai and hunt is on for Sandeep Mishra. I beg your pardon, Shekhar Mishra.
You mentioned as an FIR is being in fact registered against Shekhar Mishra, who in fact urinated on the November New Delhi, and it's like IPC 294 354 509 and 510. Apart from that, 23 aircraft act has been also pressed against him. Police have initially, in fact, formed Delhi police in fact have formed two teams in regards to this to look out for this individual Shekhar Mishra, and police also expect that he could be at Mira Road in Mumbai. And apart from that, police have also sent another team to another state. Police also suspect that he may flee from Mira Road, and in fact he may find several different locations for an hideout. So as of now, the police has in fact formed a team, and they are in fact trying to locate this person. Most likely he could be arrested by today as he gets located by Delhi police.
All right. Sandeep, we'll keep coming back to you for further updates on this. For the moment, we are stepping into a very short commercial break and a quick check of what's lined up on the other side. In the dock for negligence and delay, Delhi police personnel to be questioned in the hit and run case. And the Pathan controversy is back. Bajrang Dal tears down posters, protests in Ahmedabad Mall during promotions.
Amity faculty have filed over 1,700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे गए और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रखे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रखे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar. The scooty was hit by Balino, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Bihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Balino exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Balino.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या कहेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पांच दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे गए और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रखे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा
And well, even as the BJP versus TMC face-off continues over the Vande Bharat Express, we have now accessed CCTV footage of the attack. In a statement released by the railways, they stated that it is a continuous endeavour to maintain the security of passengers travelling by Vande Bharat Express. While the RPF has made an in-depth investigation along with the state GRP and police on the incident of pelting stones on Vande Bharat Express. This is video footage, pictures taken by CCTV camera fitted with the Howrah New Jalpaiguri Vande Bharat train that give you a sense of what had happened. Piyush is joining us live from New Delhi. Piyush, details of the attack and what the RPF is saying.
So yes, now some details have come from the CCTV images that have been accessed, in which you can definitely see that this Vande Bharat train, Vande Bharat train that used to ply from Howrah to Jalpaiguri train has been pelted with stones. Now the investigations in this case is still going on, and we expect that there is going to be stern action. But having said that, this issue, more than a law and order problem, is deviating towards being more political, with both BJP and TMC charging barbs at each other. Of this is a kind of a political witch hunt and political one-upmanship which was being done, and in this the Vande Bharat Express was being targeted. Having said that, yes, now with the CCTV images having retrieved, it is going to be interesting to see that how the railway police is going to act in this entire matter, and will the perpetrators who actually tried to harm the asset of the country and not a particular state will be arrested or not. Back to you in the studio.
Right, and that is extremely important so that such incidents in the future can be averted. But the investigation in this case is very critical, especially that those who are indulging in such attacks must be punished. What more are the state authorities saying?
So you rightly mentioned that at the end of it, it is a major law and order problem, and the perpetrators in this act should actually be punished for the kind of act which they have committed. Now, it is going to be important for the state authorities and especially the state police to act on the perpetrators. So far, we haven't seen any arrest be made in the case. But yes, now with the CCTV images having been retrieved, and where you can see that this Vande Bharat train is being tormented, is being damaged through pelting of stones. We now expect that from here on, at least the state authorities and especially the railway police is going to take action against these people who actually tried to harm.
Right. Piyush, I'm sorry I'm having to interrupt you here. Sardar R.P. Singh is joining us on the phone line. Very good morning to you, Sardar R.P. Singh. Your response to the attack on the Vande Bharat Express and the RPF, of course, saying that they are looking into every detail. Hunt is on for the perpetrators. But what really should be done to avert such attacks?
Well, it can't be done without the support of the local police and the local administration. And we know the attitude of the local administration, Mamata Banerjee's administration, toward the complete issue of Vande Bharat. You can have any sort of different opinion with Prime Minister Modi, but why to stall any progressive step or anything which is, or why to stone the train like Vande Bharat? This clearly shows that there is certain element which don't want the message, the progressive message of Modi government to go down to the people. To halt that, there are these steps. But more shocking is that the local government, the Mamata Banerjee government, is not initiating proper steps to stall this. Where is the local?
Yes, absolutely. Sardar R.P. Singh, many thanks for... Yes. Yes, sir, please make your point.
Where is the local intelligence? There is always a local intelligence network which ensures that none of such activities should happen, and they have proper ground network which let them know who is involved in such activities. But it's not happening. I mean, there's no feedback on this.
But then that is always going to be a sense of fear for those traveling in the train. If it becomes a state blame and that is continued to be looked at, then those passengers always are at stake, and it is their security.
It's only to, that's what I said, it's only to send a message to passengers and to the center that you will not allow anything good to happen in the state, which is being taken by the central government. It's shocking. I have never saw it.
Exactly my point. And that is why it is being done.
So this shows...
All right, Sardar R.P. Singh, we are going to leave it there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are going to leave it there. For the moment, I want to thank you for speaking to us this morning. In the dock for negligence and delay, Delhi police personnel is to be questioned in the hit-and-run case.
मैं नहीं जानती निधि को, हमारे घर पे तो कभी नहीं पी और नहीं कभी पी के आती थी ये वो.
All 5 accused to be produced in court. Anjali's family demands capital punishment. Anger mounts across the country over Air India's inaction on the man who urinated on an elderly woman. The Pathan controversy is back. Bajrang Dal tears down posters, protests in Ahmedabad Mall during promotions. It is a mega showdown by the Jain community over Sorin government's move to declare shrine as tourist place.
Sincerely, I would like to only question in which way Annamalai has supported any woman.
Actor turned politician Gayatri Raghuram hits out at Annamalai, says there is no equality in the party. Thank you for staying with Republic. Our non-stop focus on the Air India case and the latest updates that are just emerging. As we understand, the teams of the Delhi police have already now left for Mumbai. They are in search of Shekhar Mishra, the man who is suspected to have urinated on that elderly woman in the Air India flight. Police sources also informing that he could be in Mira Road. Remember, the Delhi police had filed an FIR against the man, and even as we understand, the teams in Mumbai are also hunting for Shekhar Mishra to nab him. It is the Delhi police also working on the same, and a team that has already left for Mumbai as they suspect that Shekhar Mishra lives in Mira Road, and they are now trying to search for him. Tanisha is with me on the phone line. Tanisha, we understand that a team of Delhi police has already left for Mumbai. They are suspecting that Shekhar Mishra lives in Mira Road. Also, the Mumbai police is trying to nab him. We now see a very pacey investigation that is happening, which should have actually happened on day one. And the delay that certainly stands as a big question, but the Delhi police acting on it.
Well, rightly said, Suesha, the Delhi police have finally woke up and they have started acting. And remember, this is a case where outrage of where a woman, the man had the audacity to urinate on a woman inside a flight. And remember, this flight was bound from New York to New Delhi. And
New York to New Delhi, and soon after this incident has happened, after almost 50 days is when the police are on the lookout for that man who outraged the modesty of that woman. Remember, she's a 70-year-old. We are getting to know that the man is Shekhar. His name is Shekhar, and he's a businessman who stays in Mumbai. Now, teams from Delhi police have already left from Mumbai, and they're trying to nab the accused. He has been located, and it is likely that he is at Mira Road. It'll be very interesting to see what further action will they take, because remember, Air India so far has been very lenient with it, because soon after that there was no restriction on the flyer, and now what we are getting to know is 30 days of ban has been imposed on that flyer. Shekhar Mishra is his name, and the DGCA has also sought a report from Air India regarding the same. Suesha.
Oh yes, absolutely, Tanisha, and a lot of questions being asked to Air India on this as to why the delay and why strict action was not taken against this man in the first place. But also the very fact that a precedent needs to be set so that such sort of unruly behavior is unacceptable. How difficult is it for passengers who have nowhere to go and have to battle with all this also? The flight staff that has to deal with such passengers, but really a larger precedent. Also give us details of the report that has been sought by the DGCA, NCW looking into all the details very, very closely. And although the 70-year-old passenger who had to go through all this, her details are still not in public domain, but NCW is also trying to reach out to her so that action can be taken from all sides.
Well, yes, Swesha, the NCW has taken cognizance and they have sought a report in just 10 days. And remember, all of this, one would wonder why all of this is done. Because remember, the incident that has taken place is of November 26, 2022. And now, after 50 days almost, we are seeing a quick response by the cops, where Delhi police, a team of Delhi police have already left from Mumbai. They have spotted, they have located the accused, who is Shekhar Mishra, a businessman. But why is all of this done after good 50 days? Because they had to act then and there. Reports have also been claiming, Soesha, that the Air India staff did not cooperate with the elderly woman who was the victim here, because when she complained to the staff on air about all of this taking place, the staff, instead of giving her a better service, they moved her to an economic class, is what we're getting to know. So clearly, no quick, swift action by Air India there, and just a notice, just barring the man, the flyer who outraged the modesty of a woman on a flight for 30 days is surely not enough.
Absolutely, Tanisha, thank you there for getting us details, and of course we're tracking this story very, very closely. Meanwhile, a quick check of what's happening across the globe. Business owners in Karachi have ignored a government order to shut down markets at 8 p.m. and close restaurants at 10 p.m. Authorities had ordered shopping malls and markets to close early as part of a new energy conservation plan aimed at easing Pakistan's economic crisis. The mastermind of a nationwide college admissions bribery scheme that ensnared celebrities, prominent business people and other parents have been sentenced to 3 years in prison. Rick Singer's punishment is the longest sentence handed down in the sprawling scandal. President Joe Biden lamented the GOP disarray in the U.S. House of Representatives and said that he'll visit the southern border in connection with this meeting in Mexico City next week with the leaders of Canada and Mexico. In a speech at a Beitar Zionist Youth Movement conference in Jerusalem, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to implement reforms that will ensure the proper balance between three branches of the government. Netanyahu said that Israel will revise its foreign policy as well and not heed international criticism. A coalition of Arab nations spoke out against Israel at the United Nations ahead of an emergency meeting of the Security Council to discuss Israeli-Palestinian relations. The meeting follows the visit, of a flashpoint Jerusalem holy site by ultra-nationalist Israeli cabinet minister Itamar Ben-Gvir. The atmospheric river storm plummeting California has made its way up the Sierras and into Nevada. The Reno area has started to receive snow that doesn't seem to be letting up as a powerful storm wreaks havoc. Anti-government protests resumed across Peru after a brief pause during the past weeks. The Ombudsman office reported blockades of roads in 36 provinces, some of which ended in a violent clash between the police and protesters. More than 500 Cuban immigrants have come ashore in the Florida Keys, the latest in a large and increasing number who are fleeing the communist island. About 24 migrants were being held in a fenced-in area outside a U.S. Customs and Border Protection station in Marathon. House Republicans began their new majority rule with a chaotic debacle in failing to police around Kevin McCarthy for Speaker. Republicans showcase divisions that foretell real difficulties in governance. Powerful winds roared into California as crews rushed to clear storm drains and people fortified their homes in preparation for flooding and power outages. As the storm intensifies, state officials have warned residents in Northern California to stay off the roads. We're sipping into a very short commercial break. On the other side, we get you details as all 5 accused have been produced in court. Anjali's family demands capital punishment. And it's a mega showdown by the Jain community over Soren government's move to declare the shrine as a tourist place.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रहे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रहे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar, the scooty was hit by Balino, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Vihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Balino exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Balino.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या कहेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पांच दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रहे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रहे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar, the scooty was hit by Balino, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Vihar, at that time
And more breaking news coming in a day after Nitish's cops crackdown on government job seekers in Patna. JDU leader Lalan Singh has now stoked a fresh controversy, saying that lathi charge वगैरह होता रहता है. That's a statement that came in from him. The BJP has also now hit back. After the piyoge to maroge remark, it is now hota rehta hai by JDU's Lalan Singh. This has now stoked a massive controversy where Nitish's aide Lalan Singh has said that lathi charge वगैरह तो होता रहता है. And this attitude towards the people of Bihar has irked the entire state. The BJP is questioning the JDU once again. This is over the crackdown on government job seekers in Patna and how the cops came out on them. Lalan Singh has spoken on this. Let's listen into that statement.
छात्रों पे लाठीचार्ज हुई है।
लाठीचार्ज हुई है, होता रहता है वो, इसका थोड़ी मतलब है पहला बार हुआ है क्या लाठीचार्ज? मैंने इस देश में अगर पहला बार हुआ हो इस पर
छात्रों पे लाठीचार्ज हुई है।
लाठीचार्ज हुई है, होता रहता है वो, इसका थोड़ी मतलब है पहला बार हुआ है क्या लाठीचार्ज? मैंने इस देश में अगर पहला बार हुआ हो इस पर।
Remember, the BJP has hit back strongly at the JDU once again, I beg your pardon, questioning this attitude towards the people. Listen in.
Today, the true face of JDU has been exposed, and also the return of Jungle Raj has been exposed by JDU's senior leader Lalan Singh ji. When asked about the lathi charge and the brutal crackdown on the BSSC students, the BSSC aspirants in Bihar, in Patna, by the police, Mr. Lalan Singh says, JDU says, that lathi charge कोई पहली बार हुआ है? देश में क्या लाठी चार्ज पहली बार हुआ है? ये तो होते रहता है. This is the level of insensitivity, and this shows the mindset of the JDU. The Mahagathbandhan government had said that they would give 10 lakh jobs to the youth. Instead of giving jobs to the youth, they are giving lathis and dandas to the youth.
So the BJP not just raising questions over how job seekers, job aspirants are not getting employment in the state of Bihar, but also the very attitude of the Bihar government towards its people, where you heard Lalan Singh, a close aide of Nitish Kumar, who went on to say, लाठी चार्ज वगैरह तो होता रहता है. And you would remember how Nitish Kumar earlier in the Hooch tragedy had said piyoge to maroge, where he had really left the people to fend for themselves. Once again, it is Lalan Singh of the JDU who stoked a massive controversy. He said lathi charge वगैरह तो होता रहता है. This as the people in the state of Bihar are out on the streets asking the government to provide them jobs, and these are government job seekers. This is the JDU, and their very attitude towards the people speaks of how they are looking into the people's woes. Prakash Singh is with us on the phone line. Very good morning to you, Prakash. The JDU doing it once again. We saw their attitude during the Hooch tragedy. Now, when people are out on the streets and these are government job seekers, the BJP hitting out at them.
Well, yes, these protesters had gathered at the Dagmula Choraha in Patna, and there are allegations and counter-allegations from both the sides. The government machinery and officials say that the protesters, in fact the students who were protesting, tried to enter into the prohibitory area, and they had to resort to lathi charge in order to disperse the crowd, and they're turning violent, as well as the students who were alleging and protesting against the paper leak said that they were peacefully protesting in Patna, but the police tried to curb their protest and cited it as a violent protest, and it was wrong. And they had there were lathi charge in which several students got injured, and now a shocking incident coming in, and a statement coming in from JDU National President Lalan Singh saying that it is normal because these students were in anguish because of a continuous paper leak by the BSSC examinations controller. And this comes as a shocker that the students were assaulted. And in the recent past, a couple of months back also, we had seen that how an ADM of Patna had assaulted the students who was holding a tiranga in his hand. So this goes to show the high-headed attitude of the government machinery here in Bihar. Back to you.
Right. Absolutely, Prakash.
तक पानी पहुंचाने के लिए जल जीवन मिशन आपके राज्य का एक बड़ा डेवलपमेंट पैरामीटर हुआ है। कई राज्यों ने इसमें अच्छा काम किया है, कई राज्य इस दिशा में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। अब हमें ये सुनिश्चित करना है कि एक बार ये व्यवस्था बन गई तो आगे उनकी देखरेख भी उतने ही अच्छे ढंग से चलती है। ग्राम पंचायतें जल जीवन मिशन का नेतृत्व करें और काम पूरा होने के बाद ये सर्टिफाई भी करें कि पर्याप्त और स्वच्छ पानी उपलब्ध हो गया है। हर ग्राम पंचायत मासिक या त्रैमासिक रिपोर्ट भी ऑनलाइन सबमिट कर सकती है कि उसके गांव में कितने घरों में नल से जल आ रहा है। पानी की गुणवत्ता सुनिश्चित करने के लिए समय समय पर वाटर टेस्टिंग की प्रणाली भी विकसित की जानी चाहिए। साथियों, हम सभी जानते हैं कि इंडस्ट्री और खेती दो ऐसे सेक्टर्स हैं जिसमें स्वाभाविक रूप से पानी की आवश्यकता बहुत रहती है। हमें इन दोनों ही सेक्टर से जुड़े लोगों से विशेष अभियान चलाकर उन्हें वाटर सिक्योरिटी के प्रति जागरूक करना चाहिए। पानी की उपलब्धता के आधार पर ही क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन हो, प्राकृतिक खेती हो, नेचुरल फार्मिंग खेती को बढ़ावा दिया जाए। कई जगह ऐसा देखने में आया है कि जहां प्राकृतिक खेती होती है, नेचुरल फार्मिंग की जा रही है, वहां जल संरक्षण के भी सकारात्मक प्रभाव दिखाई दिया है। साथियों, प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना के तहत सभी राज्यों में तेजी से काम हो रहा है। इसके अंतर्गत पर ड्रॉप मोर क्रॉप अभियान की शुरुआत की गई थी। इस स्कीम के तहत देश में अब तक 70 लाख हेक्टेयर से ज्यादा जमीन माइक्रो इरिगेशन के दायरे में लाई जा चुकी है। सभी राज्यों को माइक्रो इरिगेशन को लगातार बढ़ावा देना चाहिए। ये जल संरक्षण के लिए बहुत आवश्यक योजना है। अब डायरेक्ट कैनाल की जगह पाइपलाइन आधारित नई योजनाएं लाई जा रही है। इसको और भी आगे ले जाने की जरूरत है। साथियों, जल संरक्षण के लिए केंद्र ने अटल भूजल संरक्षण योजना की शुरुआत की है। ये एक संवेदनशील अभियान है और इसे उतनी ही संवेदनशीलता से आगे बढ़ाने की जरूरत है। भूजल प्रबंधन के लिए बनाए गए प्राधिकरण सख्ती से इस दिशा में काम करे, ये भी जरूरी है। भूजल रिचार्ज के लिए सभी जिलों में बड़े पैमाने पर वाटर शेड का काम होना जरूरी है। और मैं तो चाहूंगा कि मनरेगा में सबसे अधिक काम पानी के लिए करना चाहिए। पहाड़ी क्षेत्रों में स्प्रिंग सीड को पुनर्जीवित करने का कार्यक्रम शुरू किया गया है।
Bihar, the scooty was hit by Balino, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Bihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Balino exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Balino.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या कहेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पांच दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now, I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रहे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रहे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar. The scooty was hit by Baleno, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Vihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Baleno exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Baleno.
I'm Niranjan Narayanaswamy in Mumbai, and this is Republic.
In the dock for negligence and delay, Delhi police personnel to be questioned in the hit and run case. All 5 accused to be produced in court. Anjali's family demands capital punishment. Anger mounts across the country over Air India's inaction on the man who urinated on an elderly woman. The Pathan controversy is back. Bajrang Dal tears down posters, protests in Ahmedabad Mall during promotions. Mega showdown by Jain community over Soren government's move to declare shrine as tourist site.
Sincerely, I would like to only question in which way Annamalai has supported any woman.
An actor turned politician, Gayatri Raghuram, hits out at Annamalai, says no equality in the party. Welcome to this edition of Live and Breaking here on Republic. I'm Rukma with you, and breaking news coming in now. The stone pelting incident on the Howrah-New Jalpaiguri Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal's Malda district on the 2nd of January this year was recorded on a CCTV installed on the newly launched train. In the video footage, 4 people are seen throwing stones at the express train. Meanwhile, Railway Protection Force, as the RPF, is conducting an in-depth investigation along with the state GRP and state police in relation to the stone pelting incident on the Vande Bharat Express. So this is CCTV footage which shows 4 people pelting stones at the premium train that was a gift for West Bengal. It was this train, the Vande Bharat Express, that was attacked with stones twice in a row. While the BJP has hit and it has led to a major war of words between the BJP and the Trinamool Congress. The Trinamool Congress has asked the BJP not to politicize the issue, while the BJP has hit out at the lackluster attitude of the state government. Piyush Ori joining us for the latest on the investigation as well as on the war of words. Piyush, it's over to you to take us through what's happening as far as the stone pelting incidents are concerned, the war of words that has erupted over it. Is there any continuation? Are there any more new reactions coming in? Also, investigations, how are they progressing? Because we are seeing new CCTV footage regarding the incident.
So yes, good morning Rukma, and good morning to all our viewers who are viewing us at the moment. And you just mentioned two aspects. First, the breakthrough as far as the investigation on the stone pelting incident of Vande Bharat, which happened on Tuesday. Now, as far as this is concerned, the latest CCTV image has come wherein 4 unidentified people are seen pelting stones at Vande Bharat. Now, will this provide the lead to the state police authorities for arresting these people? It will be interesting to see from here on. Having said that, the second aspect now comes of the war of words and the huge political issue which this pelting of stones on Vande Bharat has gathered. Mind you, this is the second incident in less than 2 days where Vande Bharat has been targeted by stone pelters. And this has resulted in major political slugfest between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Trinamool Congress. The Bharatiya Janata Party is saying that the Trinamool Congress, through its rowdy workers, is trying to harm the asset of the country, Vande Bharat, which is definitely one of the premium trains of India. And the TMC on its part is saying that they are trying to politicize the issue. So from here on, it will be interesting to see that how actually there will be turn of events. But more importantly it is important for the law enforcement officials to now quickly arrest the perpetrators in this entire incident. Back to you in the studio.
What we are seeing available to us is this new CCTV footage. That would be a major help, Piyush, when we talk about the investigations. It's now a joint investigation, we believe. Tell us more about it.
So yes, you rightly said that the CCTV image which has been retrieved will in a way provide some amount of leads to the police authorities. But now it is going to be interesting to see that how proactive actually the state police authorities will be, and will they try to get a lead from this CCTV image to arrest the people who are actually involved of harming not only the asset to West Bengal but to the country. Now, what is even more worrying is that Vande Bharat trains is being attacked repeatedly in West Bengal, and so far it seems that the West Bengal police and the railway police have not taken stern action against these incidents. So now from what we have been told is that now there will be a joint investigation, and will this lead to a breakthrough? Only time will tell. Back to you in the studio.
Right, Piyush there giving us all the details as they are available right now. Meanwhile, Piyush, what updates on the movement of the train? Have the services begun again? Also, have there been any injuries as far as these stone pelting incidents are concerned?
So far as what we've been told is that there have been no injuries, thankfully. And yes, the resumption of trains have also begun. So far, following this incident on Tuesday, we haven't heard that there has been another kind of incident like this. So hopefully everything goes off well from here on. Back to you.
Many thanks, Piyush, for joining us there. And you keep your eyes on that story. Piyush Ori reporting from the ground on the stone pelting incidents. Incidents of stone pelting reported in West Bengal on the Vande Bharat Express for 2 days in a row. Let's move on now to other news stories. Stoking a fresh row, Rahul Gandhi is at it again. Breaking news that's coming in regarding Rahul Gandhi. He is now fear-mongering over Agneepath. Rahul said regarding Agneepath, and I quote, "Earlier the youth used to serve in the army for 15 years and get a pension, but Narendra Modi thought to keep pension aside, train for 6 months, hold the gun, stay for 4 years, then kick you out and you will be unemployed. This is New India." Let's take a look at the statements that Rahul Gandhi has made as far as the Agneepath scheme that has been introduced by the government as far as recruitment into the services is concerned, into the armed forces is concerned. He has started fear-mongering regarding this.
अच्छा, एक रास्ता था युवाओं के लिए अग्निवीर वाला। उसमें क्या था? सुबह युवा उठते थे, 4 बजे उठते थे, दौड़ते थे। यूपी में आपको हर सड़क पे दिखेंगे, देश की रक्षा करने के लिए दौड़ते थे और सपना था एक दिन बॉर्डर पे जाके देश की रक्षा करेंगे, तिरंगे की रक्षा करेंगे, सपना था। युवा 15 साल सेना में सेवा कर सकता था, उसके बाद उसको पेंशन मिलती थी। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने कहा नहीं भाई, ये 15 साल वाली बात छोड़ो, पेंशन वाली बात छोड़ो, ऐसे करते हैं 6 महीने ट्रेनिंग करो, बंदूक पकड़ो, 4 साल रहो, फिर जूता मार के बाहर निकाल देंगे और उसके बाद बेरोजगार हो जाओ। नया हिंदुस्तान। और जब युवाओं ने कहा कि हमें ये अच्छा नहीं लगा, और जब युवा सड़क पे उतरे, नरेंद्र मोदी ने क्या कहा? नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने क्या किया? उन्होंने उनसे कहा कि अगर तुम्हारी फोटो ले ली गई सड़क पे तो तुम्हें सरकारी नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी।
So Rahul Gandhi there, fear mongers regarding Agneepath and ridicules the concept of 4 years of service. And Tanisha Avasthi joining us on this. Tanisha, give us some context into this statement made by Rahul Gandhi, fear-mongering about the Agneepath scheme, ridiculing the concept of 4 years of service for the nation and the kind of benefits that the scheme has as of now. How were his statements received and when did he make them?
Well, good morning to you, Visma. These statements are coming amidst his Bharat Jodo Yatra that is taking place. Remember, it has entered Uttar Pradesh now, and this is in Bhagpat, where Rahul Gandhi made this statement undermining the forces actually and instigating them, wherein he said that it is the Modi government that has brought this new Agni scheme, which is not benefiting the army personnel because they'll have to train for 6 months and then go on do their duty, and then hence pension is cancelled. So clearly, scathing attack coming out from the Congress leader on the BJP government, on the central government scheme of Agneepath, where he has clearly hit out, questioned that scheme and said that it is the Modi government who is trying to undermine the forces, trying to stop.
Tanisha, we'll be coming back to you, but right now on the phone line we are joined by Colonel Rohit Dev. Colonel Dev, you just heard the statement that Rahul Gandhi made, ridiculing the Agneepath scheme, ridiculing the kind of benefits he has, the 4 years of service to the nation. Your response?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay, right. So I just heard that clip which your channel has sent to me, and I believe it is very unfortunate that people of this stature and holding responsibility as a parliamentarian are making such loose and irresponsible comments. I'm quite sure, as a member of the Committee on Defence Matters and also MP and also as a budding star, walking the streets of India, this person knows that what the government is doing in the backdrop. I'm very hopeful that he's aware of the letter which was taken out when the planning for Agneepath was done, in which more than 18 departments were directly addressed. And just to give you an example, the Railway Ministry, the Home Ministry, the Aviation Ministry, the Shipping Ministry, They all have been given guidelines to incorporate how should they absorb the Agneeveeds. The Ministry of Finance has been given directions of how to include them, how a 4-year age relaxation will be given to the Agneeveeds when they come out, how the absorption will take place of 25% minimum by the armed forces, and balance will go into various sectors. He's also aware of the buzz created by the corporate sector to say that, you're getting this force and how useful they are. Now, to make a comment like that, that they will be used for 4 years and thrown onto the street, I think it is absolutely childish. It is, chiding the policy making of this country and the future. Today, the country is is nearly at the all-time low of people being jobless. The figures are very high. The population is increasing exponentially. When people are not getting jobs, this person wants to say that if you're getting an opportunity to make your life and earn money and respect and skill sets, you should not go for it. I mean, in the CV street, people change jobs every 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. They are in demand in the CV street. There are news channel people you will understand and appreciate who change channels, right, with opportunities. So is this person does not know how jobs function, how structured jobs, unstructured jobs function in the country. And to come on air and have balloons behind you and talk this kind of a nonsensical thing, I think it is very jarring, because this shows that some component of the polity of this country does not know what is being created for the future for this country. They don't know how to debate, they don't know how to analyze, but they will shoot their mouth off at the first irresponsible moment they can have and try to demean and belittle the efforts being made to carry the country ahead. So I am quite appalled as a military person at how come this person is commenting on a military policy where the military itself has, taken this up and it has been, structured and executed and rolled out. Yes, there will be some, inhibitions. There will be some kind of lessons learned in 2-3 years. It will be structured.
Right.
What does it mean by saying कि 6 महीने training करके बंदूक दे देंगे? I mean, we are not talking about some God-forsaken bloody army. We are talking about the Indian Army. We know how to train our people and how to execute our operations. So what is this man saying? I'm quite appalled. I mean, this
exactly, sir.
Across the street,
absolutely
the country
right.
Is has shivered.
Absolutely right. It's not just running down a scheme. It's also trying to provoke the government, but it's also make provocative statements about the government. It's also about running down the army, the Navy and the Air Force as well. Many thanks, Colonel Rohit Dev, for sharing your thoughts with us. Joining us now is Brigadier Hemant Mahajan as well. Sir, you just heard, Rahul Gandhi saying that this is new India, bringing down the Agneepath scheme, saying that the Narendra Modi government wants to do away with pension, and that is why they've brought in, ridiculing the kind of benefits that Agneepath has, bringing down the morale of the young people who would like to go in for the kind of training and the kind of benefits that it would offer. Your response?
What Mr. Rahul Gandhi is saying is completely wrong. What he must understand is that there are two important issues. The first is the soldiers' age has to be kept young, because younger the soldier, physically he is better off to fight in the high altitude areas and in various difficult areas where they have to serve anti-terrorist operations in the northeast, anti-terrorist operations in Kashmir, etc. So younger people definitely perform better, because physical aspects are very, very important, and younger you are, the more stronger, the more tougher, the more flexible, the more quicker you are. So that one aspect, keeping army young is a very important aspect, and that was why even earlier also Jawans were retired at the age of just about 35, 18 years. They used to get recruited, and 35 they were out of service also. So with Agniveer, they will still be younger, and obviously our response to any operational situation will be much better because of younger people. That is number one. And younger people also take a lot of risks. They're also not worried too much about their families, etc. So as a quality of, purely as a quality of soldier, it definitely helps. Second issue that we have to understand is that the technology is changing at a very, very fast speed. And it is generally accepted that younger people understand technology much better. Today, the senior lot don't even want to touch a smartphone or a smart mobile or other things, and they are not using the technology to the fullest possible capability. While even a child of 14, 15, 16 also is using technology to the maximum. And technology is a big driver Ukraine war has told you that all kinds of technology in surveillance and all other fields have been used, and younger soldiers will be more quicker on the uptake as far as technology is concerned. So that is the second issue. Third is what you have to understand is that this decision has been taken by the uniformed community. No chief of army staff or chief of defense staff would want to weaken his army. I mean, he would be most foolish if he would ever do it, because after all, at the end of the day, he has to fight. So they have taken a very considered decision, and when you take any decision, there are always pros and cons. So they weighed out, and they feel that the advantages are much more than disadvantages, if there are any.
Clearly, sir, a very considered decision, and thinking of taking into consideration many factors. But now we hear Rahul Gandhi during his Bharat Jodo Yatra in Uttar Pradesh running down the entire scheme. As we just heard, Brigadier Hemant Mahajan saying the scheme is such because it suits the purpose not just of the armed forces, but it also provides youngsters an opportunity for the best in training and then to start afresh with resources independently as and when they wish to. Well, many thanks for joining us there, Brigadier Hemant Mahajan, as also our other guests. Let's move on now to more updates that are coming in. More breaking news, getting you an update in the Air India case. Sources have informed that the accused is not in Mumbai or Delhi. The location traced is a few kilometers away from Mumbai. Meanwhile, teams of Delhi police have already left for Mumbai in search of Shekhar Mishra, who is the person in question who has, who was on that flight to New York, where to Delhi from New York, where he misbehaved with an elderly woman. He was apparently drunk during that flight. Shekhar Mishra police are on the lookout for Shekhar Mishra now. Police sources have also informed that he could be in Mira Road, but there seems to be no trace. The address clearly that Shekhar Mishra had given, not correct in many ways. The hunt is on to search for him. Tanisha joining us now. Tanisha, what can you tell us about the police hunt for Shekhar Mishra, the culprit who misbehaved in the most obscene way, urinating on an elderly woman? Drunk and then urinated on an elderly woman. How can this be done? Well, it's over to you now to take us through what are the latest updates you have regarding the case.
Right, Rukmang. Well, this man who has outraged the modesty of a woman is identified as Shekhar Mishra. He's a businessman. He's staying in Mumbai, and he has been located few kilometers from Mumbai. That is Mira Road. Mira Road is the location that we are getting where he has been traced. However, it is all through sources, and a team of Delhi police has left to nab the accused, because remember, it was a flight bound from New York to Delhi, wherein this intoxicated man, he outraged the modesty of a woman by urinating on her. And not just this, Air India, taking late action, has just barred the flyer from flying for just 30 days. So clearly this action is not enough, but Delhi police team has left for Mumbai, and they are on the process of nabbing the accused.
Well, Tanisha, stay with us. We also have with us Harsha on this story as well. Harsha, outraging the modesty of a woman, an elderly woman, that too while on a flight. A drunk man urinates. Well, the airline itself, the action it has taken, raising many questions, but the DGCA acting now. We believe that there is some progress, that Shekhar Mishra has been located. What is the kind of action that we can expect now, and what is the latest update you're getting?
Exactly, Rukma. It's very shocking and surprising to understand that when someone takes an airline, that the safety and comfort of the passenger should be the first priority. But in this entire case, the modesty of a woman was not even seriously taken, and that is what. And in fact, the case was registered 39 days later. It was Air India which didn't even take the call cognizance of this entire matter when women didn't feel safer and comfortable in the flight. They only spread the disinfectant and changed the seat of the passenger. Now we have got to know on Wednesday the FIR was lodged in National Capital in Delhi. A team of Delhi has already left for the location because right now we have got to know that the accused is missing. He's not at his residence in Mumbai, which is at Mishra Road. His location is traced some kilometers away from Mumbai. It could be the outers of Mumbai. So team of Delhi police right now have already left to apprehend the accused, and they've clearly stated if the accused will support the investigation, if they will support the arrest, they will take him along with him to National Capital. Arrest will be shown here itself in National Capital. But if the accused doesn't support, at that time the arrest will be shown at that very location. He will be produced in the local court over there, and then he will be brought to National Capital. But this incident is very, very shocking, as Air India took the cognizance of this incident 39 days later. DGC took cognizance of the entire matter 39 days later, when woman advocated herself for what happened with her. No one amongst the crew, in fact, thought about the comfort and safety of a woman. Rukma, back to you.
Right, many questions. It's shame on the airline, in fact, that a man can, like we are reporting, expose his private parts. An elderly 70-year-old woman who's helpless. And, well, of course, right now we are hearing that the businessman has been identified, Shekhar Mishra identified, and his home has also been located. But we'll have to wait and watch how early he can be located, because he is missing from his residence. That's what we're hearing as of now. Harsha and Tanisha with us on this story. Many thanks, Harsha and Tanisha. Let's move on now to other top stories that we're tracking in the Delhi hit-and-run case. All 5 accused to be produced in a Rohini court. Earlier, the court on January 2nd had granted 3 days police custody to all the accused. Delhi police personnel, including those from the PCR unit, will be questioned as part of the inquiry in the Delhi hit-and-run case. Inquiry will also be looking if all standard operating procedures were followed by the police. Supreme Court will be hearing petitions challenging Uttarakhand High Court's decision ordering the state authorities to remove encroachments from railway land in Haldwani's Banbhulpura area. Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari likely to inspect the work going on in the Bengaluru-Mysuru Expressway today. Gadkari is also scheduled to conduct an aerial inspection, since the expressway is likely to be open before the assembly polls. Union Home Minister Amit Shah scheduled to flag off a BJP Rath Yatra in Tripura today. According to sources, 50,000 BJP workers at both places expected to be present. This is seen as a big move by the BJP ahead of the assembly elections. Main accused in Uttarakhand's Ankita Bhandari murder case, Pulkit Arya, given a list of 6 questions which he wants to be asked to him during his narco test scheduled for today. The case pertains to the death of the 19-year-old girl Ankita Bhandari, whose body was recovered from the Chilla Canal in Rishikesh on September 24th last year. In a shocking video from the RK Nagar constituency in Chennai, DMK MLA Ebenezer is found inspecting a water pump where a corporation worker is forced to clean the blockage in the ditch using his bare hands. A man belonging to the SC community is forced in front of the MLA, while manual scavenging is prohibited in the country. A drunk man reported to have urinated on a woman co-passenger in the business class of an Air India flight in November, leaving without facing any action. Weeks after the incident, DGCA has sought a report from the airline. Meanwhile, NCW has also taken cognizance of the incident on the Air India flight and sought a report within 7 days. Bihar police arrest a madrasa teacher from Noida for allegedly making obscene videos of minor students and blackmailing them. The incident came to light after a girl student lodged a complaint at Kawakol police station, after which the accused was arrested. BJP President JP Nadda to start his two-day visit to Karnataka from today onwards, scheduled to attend several public programs and organizational meetings. Also likely to participate in the BJP's Shakti Kendra meeting in Tumkur. And time now for a short break. But coming up after that, big controversy over Pathan Bajrang Dal tears down posters, massive protests in Ahmedabad. Also coming up, in the dock for negligence and delay, Delhi police to be questioned in hit and run case.
I'm Shravan Sen reporting from New Delhi, and this is Republic TV.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या कहेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पांच दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए, आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रहे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रहे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar. The scooty was hit by Balino, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Vihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Balino exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Balino.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या कहेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पांच दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in
It's a big controversy over the film Pathan. Bajrang Dal has teared down posters, massive protests in Ahmedabad. Anger mounts over inaction against inebriated man. Cops forced to act, say passenger identified, hunt is on. Fresh footage of attack on Vande Bharat emerges. Pelters caught on camera. In the dock for negligence and delay, Delhi police to be questioned in the hit and run case. Yogi Adityanath on a 2-day visit to Mumbai, big meetings and mega rallies lined up.
छतों पे लाठी चार्ज हुई है सर।
लाठीचार्ज हुई है, होता रहता है वो, उसका इसका थोड़ी मतलब है। पहला बार हुआ है क्या लाठीचार्ज?
Brutal crackdown on job seekers by Nitish's cops, but aide says lathi charge is normal.
करो, बंदूक पकड़ो, 4 साल रहो, फिर जूता मार के बाहर निकाल देंगे और उसके बाद बेरोजगार हो जाओ।
India roars Agneepath, but Rahul Gandhi is at it again. He says fear mongering on Agniveers. Thank you for staying with Republic. I'm Suesha Sawant and we are getting you details from Gujarat. Bajrang Dal workers staged a protest against the promotion of Shah Rukh Khan's film Pathan. This was at a mall in Karnavati area of Ahmedabad. Republic crew went on the ground and we are getting you this exclusive report filed by my colleague Priyanka. Take a look.
Now it seems as though Bajrang Dal has taken the religion in their own hands, become custodians of the religion, and now they're also creating hooliganism in the name of it by saying that they have taken offense on the movie Pathan, and they had in fact just here at the theatre come yesterday, and you see several posters of the movies that have been put up, and one such poster was that of Pathan, and that's exactly what we saw, that several such posters of Pathan movie had been torn, and the Bajrang Dal workers had come here and they had created ruckus, and they had also threatened the multiplex owners, and they had stated that if you release this movie here, there will be consequences, and that they will be stopping people from coming here and watching this movie as well, and that you are not allowed to do any promotional events of an anti-national movie is something that the Bajrang Dal workers have also stated, and that is why we see hooliganism in the name of protecting the religion that is being perpetrated by Bajrang Dal, and no cognizance as of now by the police has been taken. With video journalist Vipin Moria and Priyanka Sharma for Republic.
Priyanka, I want to come to you because this pattern only seems to be escalating. First, they created a ruckus over the song and took out a very different meaning. There was this whole controversy over the saffron outfit that the actor had worn in that song, and now tearing down posters. This is not seeming to go down any bit.
Well, that's right, Suesha. In fact, we are seeing that the mall owners and the multiplex owners, in fact, also having a flashback of various such incidences when this has happened, that Bajrang Dal workers and VHP workers, in fact, have stormed the multiplexes, the theatres. They have torn down the posters as well. And once again, we are seeing such an incident happening in the movie Pathan, for the movie Pathan. And we had seen that the Bajrang Dal had been stating that this is a movie that is offensive to the religion. And as you pointed out, that the outfit of the actress, in fact, had been also offensive. The color of the outfit had been offensive. So these are the things that had been said earlier as well. When the song had been released, we had seen that there was a lot of protest across the country by Bajrang Dal, by VHP, and they had stated that they have taken offense to this song, this particular outfit as well, and claiming that because of this, they have in fact carried out this kind of a vandalism in Ahmedabad one mall. That is the mall where in fact they had stormed yesterday late night, and they had torn down the posters. Now they have also stated that they had just gone there because the first posters of Pathan had been put forward in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad, and the promotional activities had started, and that is why they were targeting this particular theatre. In fact, they have stated that they don't have any remorse. In fact, they have stated that they will be doing it again, and they will be giving out these threats. They will be stopping the people from going inside of theatres and watching this movie. So they want an overall ban of this movie by the multiplex owners, by the Theatre Association here in Gujarat, here in Ahmedabad as well. And all of the multiplex owners in fact have stated that they did not get anything in return. But we do see that late last night is when this entire incident that had occurred, where Bajrang Dal had gone inside, stormed inside of the mall. They had torn down the posters. They had threatened the multiplex owners, and they had stated that they will be creating a ruckus. So we had seen this kind of a threatening image of Bajrang Dal and the VHP regarding movies also during the time of Padmavat. And that's exactly what had happened. They had burned down the effigies. They had stopped the people from coming, and that had turned into a very violent protest as well. And what we see yesterday is another image of that, where Bajrang Dal trying to act as the custodian of the Hindu religion, and they are stating that they have taken offense with respect to this particular outfit of the actress, and that they cannot in good conscience allow this movie to be released. But the question, of course, Suesha, remains that who really are they to allow this movie to be released or not? There is a law and order in place, and we have also seen that the police officials in fact have not taken cognizance of this. We are waiting if multiplex owners or the theatre association will be coming out and registering a complaint, at least for the yesterday's incident when this had happened, where Bajrang Dal had stormed inside of the mall and they had torn down the posters of Pathan movie, and they had also given out these threats to the theatre owners, the theatre association, and they had stated that they will not allow this movie to be released in the state of Gujarat, at least. Suesha.
Oh yes, absolutely. And turning into the fringe themselves, like you're saying, Priyanka, this is nothing but hooliganism. And not just custodians of the Hindu religion, they're becoming custodians of the color orange also. And literally imposing their set of value system upon everyone is highly questionable. We'll try and get more reactions to this. For the moment, thank you for joining us.
First of all, for past 2 months, there have been various issues which has been popping up in Tamil Nadu. That is from BJP only. Okay. And sincerely, I would like to only question in which way Annamalai has supported any woman. In which way he has supported. Be it, there was a audio leak with Daisy Charan and Trichy Surya. He actually made a compromise and he actually suspended the person, Trichy Surya. But it just vanished away. The problem, he did not accept his resignation. Basically, he's a habitual offender, Trichy Surya. And he's not only done that to one person, he's done it to Alish Abdullah, which also came in the same month. Yes. And then she has also openly came out to the press and told that, the person is spoken very badly. And he's apparently very close aide of Annamalai. Okay. Now, today, he's saying that I will not accept his resignation. And in which way is he voicing out for women? Where he has actually openly spoken about me in front of 150 people, speaking about Dubai in a very absurd way, in abusive way, inducing a very wrong idea about a woman, especially me. And then now, he doesn't even have an answer to come out. He doesn't have an answer. Recently, I just saw a interview where press meet, he's saying that let Gayatri Raghuram put more allegation on me, so I will become famous, popular, so people will talk about me. So is he using me as for his popular agenda? So women are so he cannot answer a women's question for the abusive comment he had made, but he wants to keep me as a agenda to make this issue as a popular. And how absurd is that? Which leader would come say something like that?
And moving on, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is on a 2-day visit to Mumbai. A fresh controversy has been stroked by Congress leader Hussain Dalwar over this, where he's gone on to say that rather than wearing saffron clothes, Yogi Adityanath should be a little modern. Only then will businesses get attracted to the state of Uttar Pradesh. Let's listen into that statement by Hussain Dalwar, followed by how the BJP has responded.
ते उद्योग उचलून कुठेतरी नेण्याचा प्रयत्न करण्याऐवजी आदित्यनारायणला मी असं सांगेन, तुम्ही हे का नाही करत की तुम्ही तुमच्याकडे वेगळे उद्योग का नाही तयार करत, ते करा आणि त्यासाठी वातावरण तयार करा. त्यासाठी रोज काही धर्माच्या आणि ह्याच्या गोष्टी करण्याऐवजी आणि भगवे कपडे घालून फिरण्याऐवजी जरा मॉडर्न व्हा, आधुनिक व्हा. उद्योग हे आधुनिकतेचे असतात. ते आधुनिक विचार घ्या तर उद्योग येतील.
कांग्रेस के नेता मुख्यमंत्री योगी जी से कह रहे हैं कि वे भगवे रंग के वस्त्र न पहने, मॉडर्न वस्त्र पहने. क्या यह बयान देश के साधु संतों का, भगवा पहनने वाले हमारे पूजनीय वंदनीय संतों का अपमान नहीं है? कांग्रेस दल और उनके नेताओं को क्या हो गया है? भगवे रंग से इन्हें क्या आपत्ति है? हिंदू धर्म के ध्वजा का रंग और केवल साधु संतों का पहराव का रंग नहीं है भगवा. भगवा रंग त्याग, बलिदान, समर्पण, ज्ञान, शुद्धता एवं अध्यात्म का परिचायक है.
Sandeep is now joining us live on the broadcast. Sandeep, this is a very, very bizarre comparison because to begin with, the state of Uttar Pradesh has been attracting a lot of investments and has been flourishing in that sense. And also, if it was really the clothes that were to decide how much business one is getting, then all those clad in suits would have been doing all the business. Is this what our netas are now speaking about?
Hussain Dalwai, the former Rajya Sabha MP of Congress Party, has been in news for his controversial remark. In the past also, he had made statement over Lord Rama. Apart from that, he has given another controversial statement wherein the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is in Mumbai for 2 days, and this is an official visit wherein he will be meeting business tycoons and CEOs of several multinational companies in order to get businesses in Uttar Pradesh. Now, this statement has come at this point of time wherein he is here to, in fact, address the business members. And this is, in fact, as we go with the statement given by BJP leader Ram Kadam, he has in fact mentioned that it is a very pathetic statement that is being in fact made by the former Rajya Sabha MP Hussain Dalwai. Although there is no reaction from Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister on this, but yes, he is, he's been wearing those saffron attires since he has taken Diksha from the Gorakhnath temple. So at this point of time, when he is on the official visit, it is indeed a controversial remark by Hussain Dalwai.
Absolutely, Sandeep. And Atul Bhatkarkar from the BJP is now with us on the phone line. Atulji, the BJP is saying that it is the Congress that has a problem with saffron. They have a problem with the Hindu religion and they are critical of everything on those lines.
Definitely, this is the old practice of Congress. The Congress which divided the whole country, partitioned the country on the religious line. Despite that, they never officially expected that partition took place on the basis of religion. And after in independence period, Congress always indulged in fake secularism, appeasement of Muslims. Not only that, Maharashtra Congress people always flourish on the basis of hatred for the Uttar Bharatiya, Bihari and all other state people. And that's why they are making such a derogatory statement against the Uttar Pradesh successful Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath.
And even to say that it is not attracting businesses, a very elitist, classist comment by the Congress, not just putting down the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, but really objectifying on all those clad in such robes.
See, really this Mahavikas Aghadi, Uddhav Thackeray group, Congress and NCP, all three are gone out of their mind. In COVID time, when Yogi Adityanath ji came to Mumbai, that time what Samna stated, he is a pakitmar, pakit churane wala aadmi hai. As it is, Mumbai is the Jagir of their ancestors. Mumbai is Mumbai because of the sacrifice of Marathi people. At the same time, many other states people also toiled and sweated in Mumbai. And that's why Mumbai has become Mumbai. Mumbai is an international financial city of the country. And that's why Mumbai, anybody can come to Mumbai legitimately. He can start his business, find his job. And that's why this is nothing but hatred. And if really his statements come into the law, or ambit of law, Mumbai BJP may think to file the case against this concerned Congress leader who had stated this hatred statement.
Atul Bhatkarkar, many thanks for speaking to Republic this morning. Also with us on the phone line is Mr. Manjinder Singh Sirsa. Sirsa ji, your response to what this Congress leader has said, and really to make this bizarre comparison between how Maharashtra is a business-led state, but UP is not doing enough because the Chief Minister is clad in a saffron robe, is the most bizarre comment.
देखिए कोई नई नहीं है, कांग्रेस की इतनी नफरत जो है एक धर्म के प्रति वो बिल्कुल जगजाहिर होती है। और इस कदर आप किसी के पहरावे पे, वो भी एक रिलीजियस पहरावा हो, उसके ऊपर आप इतना नफरत दिखाएं और यहाँ तक कहें कि महाराष्ट्र में तो आप तभी व्यापार ले जा सकते हैं अगर आप अपना पहरावा बदलेंगे। इट इज जस्ट लाइक सेइंग समबडी दैट यू नीड टू सरेंडर योर रिलीजन, जैसे कि धर्म को छोड़ने को किसी को कहा जाए। और अगर कांग्रेस के लोगों की अभी भी यही मानसिकता है, यही कारण है कि आज देश ने उनको नकारा है। लेकिन अब वो किस कदर तक फ्रस्ट्रेशन में है कि किसी के धर्म के ऊपर भी सीधा हमला कर रहे हैं। ये कह देना योगी जी अपना पहरावा बदल कर आए, तो जो इंसान ऐसी चीजों में यकीन रखते हों, पहले तो उनको समझ होना चाहिए कि पहरावा जो है वो दिखावा नहीं है, वो एक धर्म के साथ जुड़ा हुआ पहरावा है। इसलिए आप तो अपना पहरावा अपनी योग्यता और अपनी उसको दबाने के लिए बदल सकते हैं, लेकिन योगी जी को ये कहना, वो योग हैं, उनका पहरावा जो है उनको धर्म को रिप्रेजेंट करता है और वो खुद स्टेट को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। लेकिन इनकी नालायकी कांग्रेस की है, जो जग जाहिर है कि उनकी इतनी नफरत है एक धर्म के प्रति।
All right, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, many thanks for speaking to Republic this morning. With that, we slip into a short commercial break. On the other side, we get you details of the JDU leader who's said that lathi charge is normal after a brutal crackdown on job seekers by Nitish's cops. And fresh footage of the attack on Vande Bharat has emerged where pelters are caught on camera. Their faces have been identified.
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रहे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रहे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar, the scooty was hit by Balino, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Bihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Balino exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Balino.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या कहेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पांच दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that
And moving on to the story that is making headlines from Bihar. This is a day after Nitish's cops crackdown on government job seekers in Patna, when JDU leader Lalan Singh has now stoked a fresh controversy. He said लाठी चार्ज वगैरह तो होता रहता है. The BJP has hit back. Listen into both responses.
छात्रों पे लाठी चार्ज हुई है सर,
लाठी चार्ज हुई है, होता रहता है वो, उसका इसका थोड़ी मतलब है। पहला बार हुआ है क्या लाठी चार्ज? मैंने इस देश में अगर पहला बार हुआ हो इस पर।
Time now for a short commercial break. On the other side, there is a lot of anger over the inaction against inebriated man. The cops have been forced to act. They say the passenger is Shekhar Mishra. He's been identified and Hunt is on to nab him.
Right now I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Banbhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रहे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रहे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar, the scooty was hit by Balino, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Bihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Balino exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Balino.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या कहेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पांच दिन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now, I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Bandhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा।
After quitting the BJP and blaming Tamil Nadu BJP President Annamalai for the move, former BJP leader Gayatri Raghuram spoke exclusively to Republic, where she reiterated that Annamalai has failed to provide safety and security to the women in the party. Bajrang Dal workers staged a protest against the promotion of Shah Rukh Khan's new film Pathan at a shopping mall in the Karnavati area of Ahmedabad. The workers were captured in a video damaging the property in the mall and shouting slogans against the film.
This is Alisha Ajayanar reporting from Mumbai, and this is Republic.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रखे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उससे मैच कर रखे हैं कि आखिर किस तरह की चीजें रही होगी।
Bihar, the scooty was hit by Balino, and exactly this area, because we saw when the scooty was passing this entire road of Kishan Bihar, at that time there was no trail, there was no line in this entire road, but when Balino exactly crossed this path, there was a trail of blood, and just we saw a beam of light. That means gypsy police PCR van, that gypsy stopped at a point where scooty got hit by Balino.
खट्टर साहब, संदीप सिंह पे जो आरोप लगे उसमें आप क्या करेंगे? जो संदीप सिंह पे आरोप लगे, पांच जन के बाद आप इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
Right now we are standing in the Madrovoil High Road where the accident took place yesterday, which took the life of a young IT engineer. You can clearly see the spot here. This is the exact place where the accident took place. There was a pothole here till yesterday, and now the local civic authorities closed the pothole.
Right now, I'll just show you around that there's a lot of crowd right on the road, and this is only because of the SP delegation that has arrived here. Everybody has poured out on the streets here in Bandhulpura in Haldwani. All this is under the scanner. This is the part of the 78 acres of road that has been demarked by the railways, and they are contending it is theirs. So if the demolition drive happens, this is the entire area that's going to go down.
इस वक्त एफएसएल की टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है और ये जांच पड़ताल कर रही है, सीन को रिक्रिएट करके ये समझने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर ये कैसे हो गया। देखिए आपको तस्वीरों में नजर आ रहा होगा, सीसीटीवी भी वहां पर खंगाले जा रखे हैं और उस हर चीज को देखा जा रहा है। जो फोटोज उस दौरान एफएसएल की टीम ने लिए गए थे, जो वीडियोस एफएसएल की टीम ने उस दौरान यहाँ पर बनाए थे, उन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर डीसीपी देख रखे हैं और अभी जब ये सीन पूरा रिक्रिएट हो रहा है उस
Good morning and thank you very much for staying with us. This is Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. We begin with a look at the headlines. Yogi's saffron robe spooks the Congress party leader, says stop talking about religion for investment. Controversy over Pathan, Bajrang Dal tears down posters, massive protest in Ahmedabad. Anger over inaction against an inebriated man, the cops forced to act, said passenger Shekhar Mishra, identified Hunt on. In the dock for negligence and delay, the Delhi police is to be questioned in the hit-and-run case.
लाठीचार्ज हुई है, होता रहता है वो, उसके इसका थोड़ी मतलब है, पहला बार हुआ है क्या लाठीचार्ज?
Brutal crackdown on job seekers by Nitish Kumar's Bihar police, but the aide says lathi charge is normal.